Hey everyone, it's your boy Matthew here, and today we are going to react to more Pokemon. And,
Hey buddy, I need to hook up when you got a chance.
okay, no problem. We're gonna do more Pokemon stuff in the future, and right now, as you can see, we're going to be reacting to Jaden Animations Pokemon Nuzlocke. Oh yeah, make sure to notifications, subscribe, and to like the video. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on that bell. Same with her channel. I appreciate if you help her more, even though she has a lot. She'd still appreciate it with all her heart. Because I have watched her Mr. Beast video, and she won the $10 million. Good job. I'm proud. I'm proud of you, Jaden. That was really good for you. But also, I'm reacting to her video on camera now, without permission, because I'm just an 11-year-old boy. I don't know how to do this stuff. So Jaden, please don't hate me. I'm so sorry. Okay. If I do make you upset, I'm sorry, okay? I will feel really bad and stupid. Anyway, it's enough yapping. Let's see what a Nuzlocke is.
Within the Pokemon community, there's a set of self-imposed rules you can add to the games to make them more challenging, called a Pokemon Nuzlocke.
What is
You can
that?
only catch the first Pokemon you run into per route.
Okay.
If a Pokemon faints, it
It's
dies and you can't use it
dead.
anymore. And you have to nickname your Pokemon to get more attached to them. That means if you aren't careful, you can
Texas
technically lose a
Smash.
Pokemon game under those conditions.
Oh,
I've wanted
no.
to do a Nuzlocke for the longest time. I've started a couple in the past, but never actually got to finish any because busy. But
Oh.
today's the day that all changes. I decided to make a video on my first full attempt at a Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke. Let's see how it went.
Okay.
After breaking free from the back of the moving truck, my mom
I only know one oh yeah, pausing. I only have not understood why you're in the back of a moving truck. I've seen Pokemon Ruby. I probably won't get it, ever, okay? So I watched the playthrough. Because I don't have Game Boy like that, okay? Why are you in the back of a moving truck?
stuffed me in, and introducing myself to the neighbor Brendan. The kid that I always thought was a monkey said that he heard
Did you just say he's a monkey? Most people might laugh at that, but I'm confused. I heard something in my ear. I could see what she's talking about. The ears. Okay. NPC. Get it. Sometimes NPCs are funny.
screaming up ahead. Professor Birch is getting mauled by a level 2 Poochyena, so I let his Torchic out, and she scratches the crap out of it. He gifts me Torchic for rescuing him, and I name her Teriyaki, my first Pokemon. Walking up the route more, I run into Brendan, who challenges me to a battle, where Teriyaki proceeds to also scratch the crap out of his Mudkip. Good job, Teriyaki. You're 2 for 2. Doing great. Professor Birch gives me 5 Pokeballs, and the Nuzlocke has officially started. I walked back up to catch my first Pokemon and ran into a Zigzagoon. Alright, not the best, but I can work with this. You know, I think we're gonna have a really awesome adventure.
I don't think so.
You are so lucky to be seeing this. Honkai Star Rail is giving away 80 free pulls when you tap on the screen.
Seriously?
Dude! So Teriyaki one-shotted Zigzagoon with a critical hit scratch, but whatever. Contain your murder a little bit, alright, guy? Route 102 is right around the corner, and that's where I was able to catch Corn the Seedot.
No!
Look at us! Couple of friends ready to take on the
really
Hoenn region
good,
together.
bro.
After watching the weird kid Wally struggle to catch his first Pokemon,
Did Ralts just know it's there? Love how she's just, like, ridiculously upset at this point.
I continued on to Route 104 and found a little Talo in the grass. Aggressive and screams and hungry? Oh yeah, I know your name. In Petalburg Forest, a Team Magma grunt jumps some random professor, so Ari and Teriyaki
Why
peck
does
his
everybody
eyes
just
out.
beat up people, bro?
Oh, hello, Shroomish. I'm gonna name you Onion. I make it to Rustboro, and while getting ready to take on Roxanne's gym, Teriyaki kills another Zigzagoon I was about to catch. What's your problem with Zigzagoons, dude? But it turned out alright, because she also ended up evolving. Onion was able to destroy
That's okay.
Roxanne with ease, and we got our first gym badge.
so.
Exiting the gym, we catch a glance that Team Magma is up to no good again. Something about the scorching earth or something. And this old man exclaims that they stole his Pico. Here's your dog. Also, you're coming with me. The mayor thanks me by turning me into his errand boy, and I arrive in Dewford to give a letter to Stephen. Alright, what do we got?
Ugh.
Ugh.
Oh god, we
Okay.
both had the same reaction.
Chomps. After finding Steven, it was time to take on Brawley, the next gym leader. Ari's a stone-cold killer and easily earned MVP in that fight. Things were going
Because
well.
fighting.
2 badges in, and the team is looking good. On my way to the next city, I caught a tentacle on the beach.
Ugh, gosh.
Squidward. And after beating Team Magma and Brendan again in Slateport, it was time again to get ready for the gym battle with Watson. But as I was fighting some trainers, Chomps the Mawile got electrocuted a bit too hard and was killed.
Not good.
Jaden, let's battle. I want to show you how strong I am.
He's good.
Okay. Ari, this is an electric gym. You're not allowed to fight in here, so you can just wait outside.
He's not allowed to battle in there.
While
He can
battling the
battle
gym
in there.
trainers, Onion evolved
It's just
into
he's
Breloom,
weak
and together
to
with Teriyaki, they were able to get another victory.
Nice.
Now we were riding high. 3
Oh.
gym badges
Oh my
in
God.
and no main casualties. With our
Mowile's
massive
not a
confidence, we
Pokemon.
decided to take on the Windstraight family's challenge of beating all their family members. I had Squidward out front to get him some experience, but we ran into some troubles with Grandma.
Grandma.
Oh god, it's gonna do a high jump kick.
Just
We can
make sure
take
it
him
doesn't-
out, but I
make
need
sure
a
it
clean
misses.
switch first.
Make sure it misses. No! Whismer!
So I had to sacrifice Hushchild the Whismer, but honestly that was the safest move to ensure no one else died. Goodbye, Hushchild. You might be missed. While we were
Well,
heading
me,
to Fall
Jaden.
Arbor, fighting some trainers, Ari evolved. Oh, look at my big bird. Oh, look at you. Yeah. We were almost to town,
Oh,
but we had to
wow.
get through the sooty grass on 113.
Skarmory. Oh, Spindle.
Oh, jeez. Alright, Barf, get in there with the rest of them.
Wait, wait, hold on. The boxes, they showed what she had.
Oh, jeez. Alright, Barf.
She has a Numel. Which one is that? Kitty. Gulpin. Wurmple.
Get in there with the rest of them. I walked into Meteor Falls to see Team Aqua and Team Magma arguing about water and rocks. Can I go?
Yes.
They kept complaining and I had to go up the volcano they were blocking to fight Maxie, the Team Magma leader. That was a hard fight. Onion and Teriyaki were able to take out his Mightyena and Camerupt, but his Golbat hit hard. I ended up having to switch in Ari and double team up to win the battle. Not the most honorable of strategies, but it worked and we're moving on. On the way down the volcano, I ran into a match shop. Oh, hello there, Chad. What? You're a female?
What?
Did I stutter? We
Oh,
arrived
no.
in Lava Ridge Town and started getting through Flannery's gym. During that time, Squidward was almost killed by a Fury swiping Kecleon.
That better not be good. Oh, no.
Oh my gosh, that does a lot of damage.
Gotcha.
But when it came time to battle, he
Oh,
pulled his
no.
weight and more. Honestly, with the team, there wasn't much I could have done to Flannery's fire Pokemon, but Squidward came in clutch by learning Bubble Beam, and it was all over for her. Badge 4, under our belt. Brendan met up with us outside the gym to give us goggles so we could walk in the sandstorms. I found a claw fossil, and Anorith was born. I didn't know what to name it, so my friend named him Gary. Now it was time for the 5th gym. After some training, Chad evolved into Machoke, and the team was leveled up. I started the battle with
Nice.
Ari, and after realizing I was in trouble,
Oh god, slacking. Slacking is busted these days.
yeah, that doesn't do a lot of damage.
Fat kid hurts.
I managed to squeak by with more double teams. Ari was barely able to take out the first slacking, so when the second, stronger one came
Oh,
out, I knew I had to use a
come
different strategy.
Two
I
like
brought
up
out
the
Onion to
strongest
leech
Pokemon.
seed it and try and get more chip damage in,
That's
which worked.
great.
But he was also killed by Slacking's facade, which I thought he could take. Chad was able to finish off the rest of the fight, but that was the first death that actually hurt.
God darn it, bro. It
I'm
always
not
happens.
crying. Someone's just chopping onions in here. But with every down, there's an
No.
up. And Korn stepped up and was ready to fill Onion's spot. While passing through Mauville again, Watson
Wait,
asked
they're
us to
both
help him turn
veggies.
off the city's generator. And
They're
while
both
down
named
there, I found a
veggies.
Magnemite.
Magnemite.
You want to come with?
Limbo. There you go.
Okay. We kept on our way, catching Spurky the Electrike, and while fighting some trainers, Korn survived 2 very close calls. He took a Swords Dance boosted Fury Cutter by Ninjask, and a misclick from me, which resulted in him tanking a wing attack from a Talo. No! Korn, no! Oh. Dude, Korn, I'm so sorry. You're such a trooper. Good news is Squidward
is.
evolved while training, so that's neat.
Oh,
We
God,
arrived
I
in
don't
Fort
like
Tree
that.
City, and this was a gym I was really nervous about. Not only did we not have a good team to take on a flying type gym, but
Lots
Winona's
of
Altaria
death
is
in this
notorious
one.
for sweeping teams if she sets up too many dragon dances. I went to the grass to train up the team,
Dragons
and
are
the
scary.
worst happened. Korn was killed by pin missile from a Zigzagoon. Wait,
No.
no. Stop, Korn!
We know why her Torchic kept killing
Korn,
Zigzagoon
no,
now.
Korn!
That's
You
horrible.
monster, how could you do this? Is this why you kept trying to kill all the Zigzagoons?
Yes,
I want to think that Korn
probably.
sacrificed himself because he knew we were at too much of a disadvantage
Dude.
going into Winona's
Oh,
gym.
that's so
And by
cute.
opening up
The
a space,
chat
we could get the type
is-
advantage
has,
we
like,
needed to
girls.
stand a chance. With a heavy heart, I brought Zip Zap Zop the Magnemite to the team
Magnemite.
and realized how much more grinding I was gonna have to
Oh,
do.
God.
I had to fight so many Merrills to get Zip Zap Zop on par with the rest of the team. You
no.
wanna know how many? The move Thunderbolt can be used 15 times before it runs out. And I had to go back to the Pokemon Center almost 6 separate times to refill it.
Oh,
meaning
God.
Zip Zap Zop killed more than 80 Marill that were living in that lake.
Oh, poor
Winona led with
Marill.
Swellow, which Zip Zap Zop was able to take out. But she immediately brought out Altaria, which made me very scared because I know she's got
no.
Earthquake on that thing. I didn't have a clean switch, and I knew no one on the team could take 2 hits from this Cloud Bird. So I ultimately decided that I'd have to have Zip Zap Zop paralyze it in exchange for his death.
Oh no.
Play War Thunder now.
Kidding?
Join millions of players across the globe in massive battles
Just
on
watching this. Nuzlocke.
Goodbye, Zip Zap Zop. You weren't here for long, but your efforts will not be in vain.
Oh.
Oh my god! Somehow Zip Zap Zop lived the earthquake on 2 HP like a mad lad.
Could I point out a cute little edge
Cor-
she did with that? When like the storm pillows went up.
My god! Somehow Zip Zap Zop lived.
So you see how, if I, could I like,
Will not be in vain.
okay, this is, okay, that's not working.
Lived the earth.
So like, when she said zip, zap, zap, like, zip, one pillow came up, zap, zap, another pillow came up, and zap, the third pillow came up.
Quake on 2 HP like a mad lad.
Yep, good job. Love it.
Korn must have been looking down on us for that one because there was definitely a 90% chance Zip Zap Zop was supposed to die there.
Yes.
With that string of luck,
Doesn't
I
it-
was able
wait,
to
doesn't
switch
it
Ari in
become
for
a
Zip Zap Zop
levitate?
to predict another earthquake and started chipping away at the Altaria, which was not gonna be easy. She was
mean, it
already
works.
starting to stack up those dragon dances, which
Oh,
make her moves
God.
even more powerful,
What?
and I was legitimately sweating. But
You
with
don't need
what
to worry
little
about
luck
it.
we had left, Winona got greedy and tried to get in that last dragon dance, and that's when Ari was able to swoop in and snipe that kill. If that Altaria would have decided to attack at any point, she would have one-shotted anyone and everyone on my team. Thank you, Korn. You shined your photosynthesis onto us. From there, I was able to heal up Zip Zap Zop and sweep the rest of her team.
Yep.
The 6th gym badge was ours.
You okay?
Outside the Safari Zone, I found a Duskull I was able to catch. I tried to have Gary on the team since resurrecting him from the dirt, but he honestly has like no moves that do damage, so I decided to replace him with Sin. We arrived in Lily Cove and I tried fishing on the beach for a Pokemon, but Chad punched the Whalmer I reeled up too hard and killed it. We stormed Team Magma's base, and while trying to get the Master Ball they've got on the ground, an Electrode exploded and almost killed Chad, which was uncalled for. After beating their admin, they escaped into a submarine, and I went on to fight the next gym. Tate and Liza were the first double battle gym leaders, and I didn't realize until too late that I was just a tad underleveled for them.
That's never good.
They don't have any more than 2 Pokemon, so I think we should be okay.
42.
42?
What level are you? 34 and 36.
Uh-oh. Sin and Zip Zap Zop made a good duo, being able to confuse and paralyze them, but Solrock managed to get off a Sunny Day powered flamethrower in Zip Zap Zop's face, which totally killed him. That really sucked. He put in so much work for the team and really carried us this far. The rest of this fight's for you, Zip Zap Zop. Squidward came out, and together with Sin, were able to finish off the duo, getting us our 7th gym badge. Alright, Spurky, you're up.
Not again.
I think I single-handedly wiped out the entire water Pokemon population between Zip Zap Zop and Spurky. I went to Shoal Cave and caught Blubby the Spheal, and went out to take on Maxie one last time. For some reason, I didn't learn my lesson when being underleveled for Tate and Liza, because I was even more underleveled for Maxie. Mightyena.
Not that underleveled.
It doesn't go down? This fight was rough. Chad was able to take out his Mightyena, but I resorted to Squidward when his Crobat came out, and luck wasn't on my side here because Squidward was killed by a high roll wing attack. The way Pokemon works is there's a small range of damage an attack can do. It's not actually the same all the time, and it's kinda based on chance. So even though it looked like Squidward could have lived 2 wing attacks, Maxie was able to get a low roll on the first one and a high roll on the second, which was the death of Squidward. But it wasn't time to give up. We had to persevere. For Squidward. Ari came in and took out the Crobat and lived on 1 HP when hit by Camerapt's Rock Slide. It was a tough battle, but we squeaked by.
Oh, nice.
Barely. After that fight, I needed to take a step back and seriously grind up the team again. If we were just a bit more underleveled, we would have been murdered. Blubby joined the team and we got to work, eventually arriving in Sutopolis. Steven and the Sutopolis gym leader Wallace were there saying Groudon was in the cave because someone used the wrong orb and pissed him off. So I went in there, walked up to Groudon, and Master Balled him immediately. There's no way I'm fighting Groudon. Now get in the box! While fighting Wallace, Spurky was able to take out his Love-Disc and Celio. Sin beat his Whiscash, and Chad finished off the Milotic. The team was perfect. And I...
Okay, I'll say one thing. That Groudon, I get it. Groudon. Could we take a look at Groudon? Of course I can. Like, really?
Bliss gym leader Wallace were there saying Groudon was in the cave because someone used the wrong orb and pissed him off. So I went in there.
Yeah, don't like this thing. I don't.
Walked up to Groudon and Master Balled him immediately. There's no way I'm fighting Groudon. Now get in the box!
Yeah.
While fighting Wallace, Spurky was able to take out his Love-Disc and Celio. Sin beat his Whiscash, and Chad finished off the Milotic.
Kill it.
The team was perfect. And after obtaining our final...
What?
Can you pause that and do the dishes quick?
Oh boy, how am I gonna edit the video?
Just pause it. You can hit pause. See where it says stop?
Okay.
So-
Split this into 2 videos.
Just hit stop and then you can
okay.
hit start again.
Okay. Hold on, guys. We're gonna be back one real quick second. I swear to God, I'm so sorry about that. Sometimes I swear to God, okay? I will edit this out. Make sure to scrub that. It's all ow. Ow. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to this. What I accidentally did not do.
Gym badge, I knew we were ready for the Elite Four. We got through Victory Road. Wally tried to fight us for the last time, but he just needs to stop. We exited the cave, and there it was. The final challenge. Here we go. Sydney was up first, and honestly, he wasn't a challenge at all. Chad and Teriyaki were able to take care of his team with ease. Phoebe wasn't difficult either, with Sin and Blubby being MVPs. Glacia was a bit tougher. Teriyaki was able to take out her Glalies, and Spurky could handle her Celios, but her Walrein was the big problem. Walreins are thick, can tank a lot of hits, and can do a lot of damage. I would know, because I have one. I brought out Chad and she was able to get in a good amount of damage, but she was ultimately killed by Blizzard. Sin came out to try and confuse it, but it broke through the confusion and landed a Sheer Cold. Sheer Cold is a one-hit KO move. It has a 30% chance of hitting the target and will fail if the target Pokemon's level is higher than the user's. But even under all those conditions, it hit, and Sin was killed. Two great team members, down and out. Chad was with us for so long and pulled so much weight, and Sin got us through some really tough battles. Even with those losses, we were able to finish Glacia off and move on to the final Elite Four member, Drake.
Awaken to a world of wonder in Final Fantasy XIV Online.
Drake's got a tough team, but we've got a Blubby, and she wanted revenge for her fallen comrades. She ice-beamed every single one of Drake's Pokemon. Just a straight-up massacre. And with that, it was on to the last battle. Steven Stone. I was legitimately nervous. I led with Spurky to take out his Skarmory as quick as possible, and Blubby was able to take out his Claydol and Aggron, but then came his Metagross. This might be the end. Metagross is Steven's strongest Pokemon, so I needed to hinder it as much as I could before it started doing serious damage. I knew his Metagross had Earthquake, which would definitely take out most of my team, so I had to have Spurky Kamikaze to get a paralysis off. Blubby came out again, and after a lot of hard work, finally beat the Metagross by spamming Surf. Teriyaki was able to finish his Cradily, and his final Pokemon was Armaldo, Gary's final revenge for getting booted from the team. I brought out Blubby because Teriyaki was pretty weakened, and after realizing she gets two-shotted by him, I knew she was gonna have to die. So with a heavy heart, Blubby pulled off her last Surf, getting Armaldo in the red, and was killed. Teriyaki, the Pokemon who's been with us from the start, who'd seen her friends die in front of her, the OG, refused to let any more murder happen. Onion, Corn, Zip Zap Zop, Squidward, Chad, Sin, Spurky, Blubby. Their zeros and ones won't go down in vain. One good kick to the head, and we did it. We completed the Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke. Teriyaki and Ari were the only survivors, but the whole team put in a lot of work to get us to number 1. A cheers to the true Mad Lads.
That was her first one. Because of that hookup, I think if I do so many, this is gonna be 2 hours. So let's just do 2 this time. We'll make this like a sequel. We'll do these 2 first, and then the other 2 next. We'll do this one.
So if you're new here, Hi.
Hi.
I've done this before. Last
Yeah.
year I made a video about my first ever Pokemon Nuzlocke, and the game I played in it was Pokemon Ruby. It was fun, so here I am again, doing another. But this time I attempted to Nuzlocke Pokemon Platinum. I'll explain again super quickly how a Nuzlocke works. You can only catch the first Pokemon you run into per route. If a Pokemon faints, it dies and you can't use it anymore. And you have to nickname your Pokemon so you grow more attached to them.
Yeah.
If you still don't understand, that's not my problem. Let's get started. Hoo boy. This was my Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke.
Yep. Nice. Barry?
Pokemon!
Okay, Barry.
So my friend and neighbor Barry is practically dragging me all over the place with his hyperactive squirrel brain, frantically trying to get a
Squirrel
Pokemon as soon as
brain.
possible from this Professor Rowan he saw on
Squirrel
TV.
brain.
He drags me out to Route
He sees-
201 and is about to leap into the tall grass.
Listen, if a kid like Barry sees something on TV about something he likes that it's possible that you can do together, he's immediately gonna do this. He's gonna, first thing in the morning, he's not gonna sleep. Next thing in the morning, he's gonna kick down your door and it's gonna go thud. And then he's gonna run up to your room, shake you out, force you out of your bed, and just drag you by your tired body after being woken up and just bring you to whatever he wants to see. Apparent in this, in this scenario, he's doing this.
When, hold it! You guys know going into the tall grass is practically a death wish, right?
Not
What you're
really.
doing is
Not
basically
really.
suicide. Borderline insanity. What absolute moronic lunatics you are. Have you no respect for your lives?
I mean, then how do you get Pokemon?
Do you have any Pokemon? No. Do you want some?
Oh,
And like that, I have a Turtwig. I named him Turt and immediately used him to bash in Barry's Chimchar. I was making my way through
I'll say one thing. Every single time I get a Torterra from a game, I'm naming it Metal Beast, okay? I believe Sinnoh was the first ever Pokemon game I played. And it was so good. I had to go with Turtwig, okay?
the routes, but right as I was about to nab the Shinx I found on 202.
Shanks. Nice.
Don't kill it.
God.
No!
It killed. It was a crit.
So no.
One thing I forgot to tell. Platinum crits are insane. It's rather you crit the Pokemon you want to catch, or you get crit by your opponent. It's always like that, okay? Crits are no joke in this. It's not just like, oh, it's just a 20% chance you'll get crit. No, you're gonna get crit more than 20 times in this game, okay? You're gonna get crit, no matter what. Unless you hack the game, unless you hack the game, you're gonna get crit.
No Shinx for us, but that's alright. Shinx isn't that great this early anyway. Then I
think it
locked
is the
eyes
best
with our
early
first
Pokemon.
trainer, the first battle. Let's see how we fare against youngster Tristan and his level 5 Starly.
Grass is weak to flying.
Oh my
Oh
god.
god.
So in the first trainer battle
You
I ever
should've caught
fought,
the
I almost
Shinx,
immediately
Jaden.
lose my starter to a critical hit. Why do I suddenly have a very bad feeling about this? Nevertheless, we
Because
kept
the
going
game
onward
is
through
made for
Jubilife City, where we
crits.
caught Kronk the Zubat.
Listen, Jaden, the game is made for crits. The game is made for suffering. It's made. Pokemon game Platinum is made for crit hits.
In the cave above Route 204, and Magikarp on 218.
Magikarp.
I'm Magikarp. Your name is Puppy. Just outside the city, Barry runs up and demands another battle.
Did he
Carp.
just become
Your name is
Sonic?
Puppy. Just outside the city, Barry runs up
He's Sonic.
and demands another battle, so I happily bash in his Chimchar again, and his Starly too. I kept on my way, eventually arriving in Orberg City, and nervously challenged Rourke. I was terrified of his Cranidos, but Turt landed a crit Razor Leaf and one-shot it
no.
before it could even do anything.
Oh, it's
So that's
dead.
badge number 1 for us. I made it to Floroma Town and was really excited because if you didn't know, outside the Valley Windworks you can find Shellos. And if you
Ooh,
didn't know,
Gastrodon. It's
again,
pretty good.
I love Shellos. I ran straight to the grass to get my Shellos encounter, and
Not right now. Shinx.
I'm not gonna pass up an encounter, so I very depressingly caught the Shinx and named it Failure to vent my sadness and frustration over not getting a slug. While there, we found Team Galactic messing around, stealing electricity, and this little girl's dad. So I beat up the grunt guarding the door, broke in, beat up the grunts in the building until Turd evolved, then found Galactic Commander Mars at the end of the corridor, who I was scared of because she's got a fat cat that hits like a semi-truck. But I had a plan. Back in the Orberg Mines, I caught Dwayne the Onyx, and I brought him to the fight because in case things got dicey, I would switch him in to buy time and heal up my other Pokemon. Basically, Dwayne was death fodder. Turd took out Mars's Zubat, and when Perugly came out, Kronk plucked off the Oranberry it was holding. But she got hit pretty hard in the process, and since Turd needed a bit of healing before he could get back into it,
Dwayne can take a scratch. Look at that. Dwayne is fine. He's fine, guys. Don't pull the sad nose for Dwayne. Dwayne's fine. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. Oh my god! Dude! Alright, I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
I'm
Dwayne gets to
speechless.
live.
somehow, when Dwayne was supposed to die,
Somehow the Pokemon with a lower attack stat than Oddish lives on 1 HP.
he hung in there on 1 HP. And you know what? I respected the hell out of him for it. I let Dwayne live, and Turt was able to take out the Perugly.
You let him live.
What a legend. But then I put him back in the box and moved on. In Mount Coronet, I caught a Bronzor I named Big Boy, which I happily added to the team. And right before Gardenia's gym, Kronk evolved, which meant no mercy for those flower ladies. Badge number 2. We slashed the guard bushes in front of the Galactic building and ran up all the stairs where we fought Galactic Commander Jupiter. Let's take a look at how that went.
Don't crit.
Not well.
Don't crit, don't crit.
They're tanky Pokemon, aren't
Ah! Ah! No!
they? It crit because you said don't
But,
crit.
I mean, that won't do... Let's just hit it.
That's
Don't crit
much.
him.
It's
No.
gonna crit
Oh
him.
my god.
We finally were able to beat her, but that fight really knocked the wind out of me. I was shaking on my way back to the Pokemon Center when this lady Cynthia shows up and is like,
Champion.
egg?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, even meeting Cynthia wasn't enough to calm my nerves, so to keep my mind
don't
off the
think
absolute
meeting Cynthia
tragedy
is
we
ever
narrowly
calming your
avoided,
nerves.
I
She's
decided to start training up Big Boy on Cycling Road.
Just to be honest, Jane, I don't think seeing Cynthia's anything to calm your nerves. Cynthia's is the strongest champion of all time so far. And you think meeting her is like good idea? I think it's also very anxieting, you. Also a little nerve-wracking.
And then he died.
Because of
I've practiced this
Ponyta.
game and
So before you push up your anime glasses and tell me that Steel is weak to fire, which I know, by the way, the reason I kept Big Boy in was because not only is his defense an iron wall, but he had heat proof, which negates his fire weakness. But then he got crit,
Dead.
so first death. I'm sorry, Big Boy.
no.
You never had.
The stove is on?
Oh no. Rain might come in 1 hour.
Had the opportunity
No, I'm going to get your folders.
to become a big boy. I walked into Wayward Cave and found a Gibble. Gibble is an amazing Pokemon. It turns into Garchomp, which is easily one of, if not the strongest Pokemon in the game that isn't a legendary. Adding it to the team would give us such a huge advantage, and now there is nothing in my way between that and
And killing it. Yeah. What'd you expect? It's a ground type.
And we're moving on. We arrived in Hearthome City where I caught DeVito the Ralts, Kronk and Puppy evolved, we had a clean win against Fantina, and some lady gave us an Eevee I named Milk. Things were starting to look better now. I was leveling up DeVito against trainers, and when fighting this lovey-dovey couple,
let's go into Puppy. Get rid of the Buizel. Oh no!
Pursuit?
You're kidding. You're kidding.
And that's why I hate love. In came Shrimp the Scyther I caught on Route 210. Some good news, on Route 213, I finally found a Shellos. I named it Squoop, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I know you're not supposed to have a favorite child, but Squoop was my favorite child, and I wasn't apologetic about it. I trained it up, and now we got a Gastrodon. Turt ended up evolving too, so together with Kronk and Squoop, Maylene was defeated, and badge number 4 was secured. Outside of
She's
Pastoria
really good
City, I
team,
caught a
bro.
Quagsire
I
named
love
Lol, but when I went
Lol.
to get my Great Marsh encounter, I was trying to get a Yanma and accidentally threw a ball at a Wooper. So
extra
now we've got
Quagsire.
Lol and Oops in the box. Then I swept Crasher Wake with Milk, who is now a Jolteon, with the TM Thunder I bought literally next door. I walked out of the gym and Team Galactic set off a bomb. I ran down the grunt who detonated it and took him out because he is weak. Cynthia appears again and tells me to bring a charm to her grandma. So I'm like, yes ma'am. We found her in Celestial Town along with Cyrus, the leader of Team Galactic, who starts some evil Shakespeare speech about how everything is imperfect, so he's gotta blow up the world or something. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention. And then he wanted to fight. Puppy took out his Sneasel and I sent out Milk to take care of his Golbat, but Milk decided he wanted to be lazy and not only miss all his thunders, but also punch himself in the face.
Milk!
Really?
You can't be doing this.
Kronk came out and killed the Golbat because Milk was being difficult, but I gave him a second chance and he took out the Murkrow. Anyway, here's your dusty charm. I went out and caught a Magnemite named C, then arrived in Canalave City where we barged into Byron's gym and demolished his team with Squoop and Turt. Then Team Galactic sets off another bomb, this time at Lake Valor. So Barry, Professor Rowan's assistant Lucas, and I split up to check on the lakes. As I'm strolling past all the flopping Magikarp, I run into Galactic Commander Saturn, who we swept the floor with. After that,
Oh,
we
she
headed
got
over to
scissored.
Lake Verity where we did the exact same with Mars. There was a part where Turt got crit and almost died.
Oh god. Oh god.
But we're fine, he's fine. Finally, we had to go check up on Barry at Lake Acuity, and after trekking through 6 feet of snow for like a mile, we get there to find Barry at the top of a cliff like, ha ha ha, you can't climb rocks. Come back when you can climb rocks, loser.
Wow.
I'll go fight Candace's gym now, I guess. Now, we've been having some good type matchups with the past few gyms, so I haven't really been nervous about most of them, but Candace uses ice types, which like half my team is weak against. Which, you know, nervousness rising. Not only was I at a massive type disadvantage, but the main threats on our team were her Abomasnow because it hits like a truck and sets up hail, and her Frostlass because it'll use the hail from the Abomasnow to heighten its evasiveness with Snow Cloak, spam double teams, and then just sweep my team. I walked in, took a deep breath, which didn't make me feel better at all, and started the battle. Shrimp took out her Sneasel and Squoop took out her Piloswine, almost dying in the process, and then she finally brought out the big bad Abomasnow. Since it's grass ice type, I taught Puppy Fire Blast. Yeah, I didn't know we could... Anyway, I wasn't sure it could one-shot because Puppy's not a special attacker, and lo and behold, it didn't.
It didn't miss. Please kill it. Please. It's quad. It's quad. What?
Eventually, Puppy took it out, but that was absolutely terrifying. Last but not least, Frostlass. I wanted to have Squoop Rain Dance to get rid of the hail so Frostlass's Snow Cloak isn't activated, but since Squoop was sitting at a not-so-chill 20 HP, that wasn't gonna work out super great. However, since I didn't want Kronk to be in this fight at all, right before the fight, I swapped her with Failure the Shinx.
No.
Yep. Sorry, little guy. Failure looked up at the looming death that was Frostlass in front of her, and as I healed up Squoop, Failure was killed in its blizzard. It's really unfortunate we had to resort to it, but I give Failure a salute for stepping up and surrendering its life to the team. Squoop came out, got off the rain dance, and after a close battle, was able to pull through. We won, but it wasn't without sacrifice. We had a moment of silence for Failure, the true MVP of the fight. Gone, but not forgotten. Now we could climb the rocks to Lake Acuity, and when we got up there, Barry's got snot dripping down his face, crying in the
Can't be a Team Galactic guy, loser.
snow because he got beat up by Jupiter, who looks at me and is like, "See ya, I'm going to Veilstone HQ."
Can't climb rocks, loser.
I'm gonna go to Veilstone. We start running through the base trying to find Cyrus, but when fighting this scientist,
Oh god.
Psychic.
No. no, not the Gastrodon.
Porygon 2 freaks me out. It is way too powerful, way too bulky, and it's way too weird.
Not,
I do like Porygon 2 though.
not.
I would like a plush
not
of
the
Porygon 2.
Gastrodon.
Very cute. What? 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 What?
No.
No!
That's
No!
so unfortunate.
Swoop! We lost Swoop!
I wasn't okay. Kurt came out and curb stomped the Porygon 2 out of vengeance, but to put it lightly, I wasn't taking that too well.
My heart is breaking. I'm like actually sad.
But life doesn't stop when your dog dies, so I had to keep trucking and brought Law the Quagsire to the team. With an intense, blood-curdling thirst for revenge, I stormed into Cyrus's room. Fight! Shrimp and Milk took out his team in no time. I snatched his Master Ball and used his teleport pad to enter the basement where Mesprit, Azelf, and Uxie are all being held captive. Fight! And like Cyrus, Saturn was swept too. After releasing the Lake Guardians, we head to Mount Coronet because Cyrus wants to go there and destroy the planet, I think, and we catch up to him at the Spear Pillar. Before we can run up and attack him, Mars and Jupiter step in. Then Barry arrives. Honestly, I have no idea how he found us all here, and is like, I'll help. Lal takes out both their Bronzors, Mars's Purugly, and Barry's Munchlax. So I thought,
Barry's.
you know, it was all smooth sailing, right?
Nope.
Well,
Why is it always the bats? It's always the Zubat line when things
Boss,
don't
we have a
go
lead on that
wrong.
note.
It's everything with the bats that go
Wow,
wrong.
Barry.
You just bite
Really
them.
doing a lot for the team, aren't you?
LOL. Dying.
Oh my god, no, it has Giga Drain?
What? I thought I was gonna use like Leech Life.
No. No, oh no, oh no. It was a crit!
not only did I not know their Golbat had Giga Drain for some reason, but it also got a crit.
course
So
it
I
did.
was starting to feel bad. But then I started panicking. The thing is, after you fight Mars and Jupiter, you have to go into the Distortion World and fight Cyrus and Giratina. If
Oh,
Cynthia
Giratina.
forces us into the Distortion World without us being able to get a new member, we're in massive trouble. We finished up the battle and Cyrus starts his whole spiel about how the world is imperfect, blah blah blah, everything must die except for me. Then he gets swallowed up by
Oh.
Giratina. A hole opens, a rip in space leading to the Distortion World, and I'm kind of just standing off to the side twiddling my thumbs like, Cynthia, please don't shove me in there without my consent.
Cynthia, can I go? I have something to do. Our world will be destroyed. Are you ready? No, I'm not. Let me go. I'm free. Holy crap. Get me out of here. Goodbye.
I'm sorry, lol. We just got you, and then you died. But luckily, remember when I accidentally caught that Wooper while trying to get a Yanma? It's time, Oops. You are no accident. You're our lucky star who will carry us to victory. We got Oops leveled up, came back to the Spear Pillar where Cynthia was just sitting there waiting for us, and hopped in. Everything is topsy-turvy and the Lake Guardians are telling me to push boulders into holes. And suddenly I'm on a floating crest of land with Cynthia, who's basically like, Cyrus, get lost and never come back. And Cyrus didn't like that. So he came at me. Oops took out his Houndoom and his Gyarados came out, so I switched to Milk. But I was very terrified because Cyrus's Gyarados has Earthquake. So if Milk misses his Thunder here, he dies. And Milk is notorious for missing his Thunders. But it hit. Milk lives another day. He also took out Cyrus's Crobat and Honchkrow, and Shrimp finished up his Weavile. Cyrus steps aside, and suddenly it's just me and the Angel of Darkness itself,
Oh god.
Giratina.
What? 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 What is this? What? Captions look like this. What?
I threw the Master Ball, and like that, it was over. I saved the world. Now to get back to my gym badges.
I did not like that a bit. That made me turn around so many times.
I arrived at Sunny Shore City and started making my way through Volkner's gym. I know he's the 8th gym leader and he's supposed to be tough, and apparently he's depressed because everyone who challenges him isn't good enough and he's bored. But I wasn't concerned. We have Oops, and none of his Pokemon can do anything about it. It's not like they have Giga Drain or anything, right? They didn't, I checked. Oops was just Earthquake and everything, and at the end, I'll admit, I got a bit scared.
Okay, don't crit.
It's
If you crit Giga Impact, that would be really Holy.
But it's all good. We're all good. And with that, off to Victory Road we went, where we caught ourselves a Gabite I named Flakes. Would have been nice to have one, I don't know, near the beginning of the game, say, in Wayward Cave, you know. But whatever.
it
Better
might
late than
die.
never. It's good to have just in case something goes horribly wrong out of nowhere.
Flakes is base 60. Yeah, it is. It's an amazing. Whoa, 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 whoa. No!
Puppy! They both
You're
died.
kidding.
They both died.
Oh dear. And that's the straw that broke the camel's back. After Puppy died, I stepped back and decided the team we go into the Elite Four with needs to be the best possible team we can build. The Elite Four here goes pretty hard, so I couldn't go in willy-nilly just hoping for the best. After literally a few hours of calculations and research, I settled on a team I thought would give us the highest possibility of winning. I added Flakes to the team in place of Puppy, and with a heavy heart, left Milk and Kronk behind as I brought C the now Magnezone and Colgate the Togekiss I hatched from the eggs Cynthia gave me. Even though I was sad to not bring Milk and Kronk into the final battles with us, they won't be forgotten. And it doesn't negate the fact they were such huge assets to the team, and I wouldn't have made it this far without them. I'll see you guys on the other side. I took a step towards the doors of no return, and immediately got interrupted by Barry, who wanted to have one last fight. Anyway,
Yep, he's dead. Stop. Jaden, stop. Jaden, stop. Jaden, please stop. Okay. Stop. Please stop. Okay.
welcome. This is the Elite Four.
I don't like this.
The battle starts and C takes out Aaron Zeon Mega and Vespiquen, Oops takes out his Drapion, and Colgate takes out his Scizor and Heracross. Next up is Bertha.
Okay, I can take it.
Bertha loves ground types, but Turt and Oops had a smooth time smashing through her team. I felt a horrible shiver when her Rhyperior came out, but things went well. On to Flint.
This needs to stop.
Flint has a pretty scary team, but luckily Oops and Flakes had no trouble plowing through them as well. And with that, we're on to the last member, Lucian. Now, Shrimp hasn't had much time to shine in these fights so far, so I decided I wanted to let her go all out. She set up sword stances and bullet punched everything. Proud of you, Shrimp. And suddenly, I'm at the entrance to the champion. The trainer who's been known to crush dreams in a single battle, and many still fear to this day. I took a deep breath. Things are going surprisingly well,
Yeah.
and I don't know how to feel about it. But I looked up, and there she was. At this moment, I have only one last objective. Defeat Cynthia. She leads with Spiritomb, which has no weaknesses, so I sent out Turt to hit it as hard as possible. Flakes takes out her Togekiss, and then her Garchomp comes out. This is known to be one of the toughest boss Pokemon in the entire franchise. And rightfully so. That thing was made by Satan himself, and I'm sure even he fears what he has created. I immediately switched to Oops, who's the only Pokemon that can lead us to victory here. I planned to put it to sleep with Yawn, and then Ice Beam it until it died. That was our only hope. But then, Oops was crit. And that was it. Nothing on my team can take a hit from this monster. And even if they could, they couldn't do much damage back. I sat there in disbelief, knowing there wasn't anything I could have done. And the battle is basically unwinnable now. I brought out Shrimp to bullet punch it so we could get in a little bit of damage, but she was killed. Colgate tried to chip away at it. He did some damage too, but was crit one shot. At this point, I had accepted defeat. Only Turt, C, and Flakes were left. it's hopeless at this point. Flakes came out, and against all odds, Flakes outsped Cynthia's Garchomp and killed it. I didn't think he could do it. He was 2 levels weaker, and I don't know. I just didn't think he could outspeed it. Suddenly, there was a chance. We could win this after all. Cynthia brings out her Milotic, which C took out with a few Thunderbolts. Flakes took out the Lucario with Dig. Look, my Earthquake TM is on Swoop, and we all know what happened there. Finally, her last Pokemon comes out. Roserade. Flakes went in for the Dragon Claw, and the battle was over. We won. As Cynthia's congratulating me, a sudden feeling of overwhelming guilt washes over my entire body, so intense it almost knocks me down. I don't think I deserve this. Something here isn't right. This wasn't meant for me. Back in the Distortion world when Giratina split me in 2, how do I know I'm me? What happened in the other timeline where I saw glimpses of what happened parallel to this world, that was me too. Those things happened. Was that the ending I'm destined to have? The world I'm living in now is how I want things to be, but the other Jaden is equally me as I am her. Even if you might think I deserve this dimension, things don't work like that. Are there some things you can't escape, even when you try everything you can do to alter it? I don't know the answer. I may be able to sit on this throne now and thank all the Pokemon that put in everything to help me get here. All the hard work, blood, sacrifices we made. But I don't think I can ever accept this victory. I don't know what ending was meant for me. And I don't think I ever will.
Okay. So, ever since Giratina did something to her, she's been, her characters...
In everything to help me get here. All the hard work, blood, sacrifices we made. But I don't think I can ever accept this victory. I don't know what ending was meant for me. And I don't think I ever will.
You said that she's like static. She's like glitchy. So whatever Giratina did to Jaden, it made her see things that are happening in the other world? Okay. We could basically say that was, yes, in our video. See you on the next one. Bye!